What's up, everybody? It's the Podfathers Podcast. We got a special guest today replacing Delroy. Got my spelling sis, the beautiful, the illustrious Leah on the pod today. It's cracking. How's everybody feeling?
Feeling great on this Sunday.
Very good. Very
Very beautiful Sunday. So let's just hop right into it. So me and Jason was talking about some of our experiences at Morehouse earlier today, and we got to thinking about elitism in the AUC, which for people who don't know is Clark Atlanta Morehouse Spelman, but not even just the AUC, but just in HBCUs in general, especially the illustrious ones, like Howard, Hampton, FAMU, and our school, right? Mm-hmm. So from you guys' perspective, do you believe there is an elitism in our HBCUs, and I guess from our perspective, the AUC specifically?
Yes, but I don't think it comes from like the perspective of you come from this certain family. Yes, there are parts of that, but honestly, a lot of it is, have you shown that you are willing to work hard in that freshman year? It's like a lot of that I feel like is you separate from the pack in that freshman year. And do teachers know about you? Are you reaching out to professors? Things like that. Like, are you showing that you're willing to put the work in? Because there are students that are in this elite group, especially from Morehouse, that don't come from like crazy rich families. They just have like that work ethic that has been recognized by faculty and staff. So, as we get into, more opportunities that come across like Morehouse and Spelman's desk, those are like the first ones that are usually picked and groomed for those positions.
Right. But is that a bad thing though? Like, should you as a person be punished for your success? Right?
Not at all.
Because technically you go to school and you want to go through life and you want to be successful and you want to be rewarded for your success. Correct? Yeah. So is that being elitist if you put in the work and you're being chosen for these opportunities as opposed to other students?
I mean, elitism, I guess it refers to how hard you work, and it depends. It depends on how you look at elite. A lot of people in the AUC come from different backgrounds and different statuses. I know for me, when I first got there and I see like all the Benzos and all these different cars and everyone talking and acting different ways because of their background, I think that definitely contributes to some egos and people feeling elite. But if you work hard, and like many of us do in the AUC, I believe we deserve that title, and you should be humble in everything you do. So
that's it.
I'm humble. So it just depends on how you treat people.
I think it's a two-part answer. I think one, like if you're a 4.0 student, you're doing your thing, right? Definitely opportunity should come your way. But I think that some students who show that they have the ability and the capacity to compete with people on that same level, like say you have a 3.0 or a 2.8, whatever, but you're showing that, yes, I can compete with them. I know just as much, if not more than them. I should be awarded these opportunities as well, because I shouldn't be faulted. Because let's be frank, well, a lot of us come in our freshman, sophomore year and don't know what we want to do. Don't have that work ethic of, we're not seeing the end goal. We're focused on freshman year. You focused on girls. You focused on trying to make friends, being in all these social type of clubs. And what you're going to do after college is not even on your mind as a freshman. Yep. At least for me, it wasn't, right? So maybe your junior year comes, and just if I put this in a business perspective, you figure out you want to do consulting or you want to do IB, and you realize, you need a 4.0 or 3.8 plus to apply for jobs like that, right? So now Morehouse has these programs to put you in these positions to meet these type of people who work in these spaces, but because of what you did your freshman and sophomore year, when you didn't really have any type of direction, and you failed maybe like Spanish or some bullshit class, it doesn't really have anything to do with anything. I didn't fail Spanish, by the way, but I'm just saying you're being punished for that, and you're showing people I can do X, Y, and Z, right? So I just think, is it elitism? Definitely elitism. I think there are definitely people who are favored by faculty and staff based off of, sucking dick. Shit, there's a lot of dick suckers, but that got personal. But not like
That got personal. Jeez, you speaking
nah,
about somebody? You talking about somebody specifically?
Nah, man. It's just I just hate seeing suck ups, and I do realize you gotta do a little bit of butt kissing to get to where you need to
Just
be.
a little bit.
But sometimes it just used to be unbearable when I was at school. It used to be like, oh god, shut the fuck
Yeah,
up.
you should do too much sometimes. I'm like, all right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I mean I think yeah, it's definitely elitism, especially at schools like Morehouse and Howard, legacy type of schools. My grandfather went here, so my name is written on the walls. It's
Yeah.
myth,
Bad thing, though? Is it bad or is
That's
it
bad?
okay? Like,
I think that is bad, Joe. That's bad because it's like you trying to, and let's talk about the elitism of just Morehouse in general to the regular and general public, right? A lot of guys go to Morehouse so that they can say, I went to Morehouse. So, look at all these accolades of people that have come from Morehouse and try to attribute that to themselves. And me, I don't think that's correct. Whether it's your actual family or it's just you went to the same school as Martin Luther King.
But see, Jason,
it's all about what you are doing, not what other people did.
I'm conflicted in that because isn't that what we're trying to create as people of color? We're trying to create. I mean, white people do it, right? They go to Harvard. Like you're going to your school for the name. If we're keeping it a beam, you're not. You're going to Spelman because that's Spelman, number one HBC. You're going to Harvard because that's Harvard, right?
Yes.
You're going to these schools because of the name. If you're playing it smart or if you're thinking strategically, correct?
Yeah.
And in terms of if your grandfather went there, I mean, that's technically nepotism. You have a better chance of getting in because of your family. But my point is, isn't that what we're trying to create in our community, though? Right? So can we really knock somebody for utilizing that to their advantage when that's what we're trying to create anyway? Don't we get, I know me personally, I get upset when you apply to these corporations or whatever, and you figure out that, oh, he got this job because his uncle is, you know what I'm saying, is in the C-suite or whatever, right? But how can we get mad? But we get mad at that, but how can we get mad at each other when, okay, my grandfather did this for a reason. Maybe he saw the future and saw where it's supposed to be headed toward, where my great-grandchildren can have this opportunity to go to the same school I went to, So it's conflicting answers.
No, because like I have a dream of like having a company to pass down to my kids, right? I've had that legacy mindset for years, right? But I'm not gonna just put anybody in those seats. If my kid ends up not being, shit, and he comes up and he's just a fuck up, I don't care if you are my son. You're not gonna run the company into the ground. And that's the same thing with Morehouse. You're not gonna run Morehouse's name or Spelman's name into the ground because you're not doing shit. Yes, we went to that school so we can be better people and say, hey, I went to Morehouse, I went to Spelman, I went to Clark, I went to Morris Brown, all these schools, right? I went to all these schools for a reason. But besides that, addition to that, I'm also doing my part to give back to the school. Because there's a lot of takers that just go there and say, oh, I got Morehouse on my placard. Oh, I went there. This is my only thing on my resume. Not because they haven't been given the opportunity to take opportunities from Morehouse, is because they just actively didn't take them. A lot of guys, like I transferred into Morehouse, right? So I came from Ohio State. I had pretty much exhausted what I wanted to get out of Ohio State, right? The level of where I wanted to go was exhausted at the level of where I was at Ohio State. So I transferred to Morehouse knowing that the jobs that I was trying to get were directly recruiting at Morehouse. So I came in the gate saying, yo, what opportunities are there to meet Goldman Sachs, all these places, right? Because at that point I wanted to be an IB. What are these resources, who I need to talk to? And I came in very strategically and one-track minded in a positive way. Whereas what opportunities are out there? How can I sign my name? What do you need from me? A lot of guys, because they're so saturated with the opportunities at Morehouse, they take it for granted. And they just like, oh, I don't have to do that. There'll be another one. I'm sure I'll get a job. Like I went to Morehouse, like I'm going to get a job when I graduate. Granted, that is mostly true, but you can get the job, you can get your foot in the door, but what do you do when when the ground hits the pavement? Are you slowing behind? Are you basically tarnishing the name of the school you came from and that gave you that opportunity because you didn't take the proper steps to prepare for your job? Nepotism that is granted for a reason and based on merit, totally with it, good. But if it's just based on you got the name and you with this school, it's inevitably going to fuck up the school's name because you start flooding the streets with all these ain't shit people based on the merit of the school, and that starts to tarnish the name. That's how I feel about it, bro.
Spoken like a true president of Morehouse.
Nigga
signed, he got that
hey, catch me 2040.
Nigga signed, he got that shit from the fucking mission statement. Boy.
Hey, what's that Christmas song? Nigga said, yes, I do. I did get it from the mission statement.
But Morehouse also values the I embody. Like, oh my gosh.
The values that I embody.
Who fucking says that?
That wasn't even the mission statement, though.
You know what's crazy? I don't know the Morehouse mission thing. I don't know the Morehouse hymn. I don't know none of that Morehouse shit. I don't know none of it, bro.
You know the hymn, bro.
I really don't. I swear to God, I don't know the hymn. I don't.
You was one of those hummers the whole time.
Nah, yeah, whole time. I just knew the dear old Morehouse. I don't know the rest after that. I didn't know any of it. Because I transferred in too, but I was so just like, I don't give a fuck. I just transferred in. I went to NSO, and after I got my classes, I stopped going to NSO. Because I came in the spring.
Wow.
Yeah,
I know how that goes.
So
yeah, same thing.
It was cold outside. It was nobody really in the class. It was just me and OP, and it was bad. I'm not saying that shit. But yeah, man, shout out to the elite HBCUs. Everyone stop hating on us if you don't go to the top one. Sorry, it's not our fault.
Yeah.
They be getting mad about that shit too, bro. That shit's crazy.
Yeah. Like with the
every
money
other week
or something. Netflix gave money to Morehouse.
Yeah.
And they were coming at us all in the comments, all on every social media. I'm like, listen, y'all still great too.
It's our marketing team. Don't get mad at the marketing team's juice.
They don't understand.
They did their job.
They don't understand that a win for us is a win for them. And once people started getting the bigger picture of things, then it was finally clicked. But these are people who don't have that bigger picture mindset. You know, it's like you said, like marketing. Of course, it's not the job of your president or whoever is in that office. Alumni engagement is their job is to get boosters and corporate backing to donate. And you know, if your school's not doing that, that's not us. You know, it's not. It has nothing to do with name. I mean, name has a little bit to do with it, but who are the alumni in these and working at these corporations that went to that school? Who are y'all talking to y'all bosses or y'all talking to whoever on behalf of your school to donate or create initiatives? No, so then you don't complain when it happens. But that is what it is.
I mean, shit. Look at Howard, bro. It's a lot of what Howard gets is because of their proximity to the White House, right? They're there in DC's backyard. You know what I mean? So when the president, I think it was Obama that started like that HBCU program, but I think inevitably Donald Trump took it over. A lot of those initial opportunities were going straight to Howard because hey, they're right in their face. They can walk down.
And I think there's this false narrative that our schools are above water, when in actuality, our schools are struggling just as bad as the small HBCUs. Our school is doing bad. Well, maybe not Spelman. Maybe
not now. Well, Spelman, no, y'all niggas.
Spelman is straight.
Y'all been straight.
Spelman is straight, but if you
play that over here, okay?
But like,
they don't give no money still. They still ain't giving no money.
Yeah, they don't be having no AC at Spelman either. So no, don't be over. Don't
experience that no AC is. That sets you up for life.
That sets you up for life.
In 90-degree weather, studying. We were worried about that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them think that our schools are above water when we're struggling too. So I think that's a false narrative. But I mean, shit, it is what it is. You know what? We all graduated from the AUC, Spelman Morehouse, and we all doing great out here. So
yes, sir.
You're gonna find a way to make it, bro. It's all about who you are. So let's switch lanes. Oh, take it way left. Way left. So we're gonna talk about this Kamal Silverson situation. So
can you explain that? Because I wasn't aware of this before.
Yeah, so Kamal Silverson was he was a football. I don't know if he was like cornerback. He was cornerback. Now he's a rookie. He was undrafted, which makes this story even worse. Is that he's undrafted, whatever, safety or cornerback for the Seahawks, I think. And so he decided, because it's COVID, everybody's trying to keep everything in-house tight, bubble type atmosphere. So I think what's the training camps or OTAs going on right now? And so, even in training camp regular, when it's no bubble, you're not supposed to have no type of girls or contact. You stay close knit with the group. So that on top of it being a bubble in COVID, Seahawks and NFL teams are super protective about who you letting in and out, staying in this environment to not infect anybody. So he decided to sneak a girl in, and he snuck her in with team gear on to make her look like a player, I guess. And he got caught. He got kicked off the team or released from the team. So with that being said, what's your thoughts on it? And then also, what's the furthest that you've gone for some pussy, Jason? Or what's the furthest you've gone for some dick, Leah? Like, what is y'all's thoughts on this?
I think this is intense. I think he broke many rules during this. I think I'm more upset with the repercussions. Like, is it that serious to kick him off the team and, say he can't play anymore? I just don't think it's that serious. I understand he broke the rules, but I'm for warning. Let's, build on this. Don't do it again. So I'm pretty upset with the repercussions. I think he was very strategic and smart the way he dressed them up. He tried his best. How far I've gone, I don't go far. Okay, I don't really go far. Okay,
they come to you, right?
Yeah. That's really how that works. I try to be classy and like a lady about everything. So I don't chase no man. I just keep it close. The people I deal with is who I deal with. And I like to keep it like that. I don't really have any extreme situations for going far for it. What about y'all? I know you guys are men, so.
Well, we got to chase. Apparently, if you want a classy lady, you got to chase. Apparently. Okay. But shoot, man, I think it's a bit extreme. Like, you don't have to kick him off the team, but I mean, we all know the atmosphere of just football in general. Like, there's so many people vibing for your spot. Like, they want your spot. So if you fuck up, guess what? You were already undrafted, so you really weren't standing on much of a leg anyway. It's not like you were a first-round draft pick. First-round draft picks and people in those first couple of rounds can get away with this shit. If you from Ohio State, you a first round, you can get away with sneaking somebody in. They probably sneak them in for you because at the end of the day, they want you to stay on the team. But if you got to play the cards you dealt. And if you are already undrafted, your mind ain't in the right place if you focusing on women. Like, your mind should be, I'm about to show out when this camp starts. And that's all I want in my mind. So his mentality is already different. But granted, hey, we all dudes. Like, if it's been a dry season, it's been a dry season. And you want it. So in my dry season days, I have definitely gone very far. I think I have driven 45 minutes out to go pick up a girl, 45 minutes back to bring her to my place, and then another 45 minutes, or basically another hour and a half, to get her back to her crib the same day and get back to my crib. That's the furthest I've gone. That's a lot of goddamn driving.
Yeah, that's a lot. I hope it was worth it.
It was worth it. I'd say it was worth it. It was decent. It was
like
decent.
Okay.
But like an hour and a half, I'm not gonna lie. That's about an hour and a half both ways. That's 3 hours.
That's the most craziest thing you've done to get some pussy. That's the first. I'm not talking about distance further. I'm talking about the first, like to the extent, or you want this pussy bad, so you about to do whatever. You're going,
going to church on Sunday.
Oh, I didn't definitely have to meet her.
I'm faking, like, you know that episode of Fresh Prince where Will faked the marriage just so he could try to sleep with that girl. You never seen that episode?
Nah,
like that's what I'm talking about when I mean, like, what's the furthest you gone to try to get some pussy or get some sex?
Okay, I'll tell you that. And this is back in my young days. I was in high school during this time. I took. Oh, okay. So it was a Valentine's Day type thing. I had never taken a girl on a Valentine's Day date, and the girl I was taking, she had never really been on a proper Valentine's Day date. So I'm like, all right, now I'm about to get in my romantic comedy bag. I'm about to go get some flowers. I'm about to, take her out to dinner, all this shit, right? Now, granted, This is beginning of high school, so I'm not even driving. All right. So one, my mama got to take me all these places. Okay. I'm not ashamed. I was a freshman, so I mean, we all been through this. My mama taking me to and from the date. Okay. So take the girl to the movies. Oh, first of all, I had to go get flowers the day of Valentine's Day. So that ran up the check because they always bump it up because they looking for the dudes that are late and forgot it was Valentine's Day. So I was one of them niggas. I ended up paying like $60 for 6 roses. Okay.
Crazy as fuck.
No, I was working back then, so I had to.
Still crazy as fuck.
Still crazy. But I paid the $60 for the roses.
In Cleveland, roses going for that much in fucking Ohio?
Hey, love doesn't matter the geographic, man. Niggas will pay whatever they gotta pay. And we got 2 Valentine's Day in Cleveland. We got Sweetie's Day and we got Valentine's Day. So you know what I mean? Like that's some Midwest shit. Chicago niggas know about that shit too. But back to the story. So I go to the little flower place, get my flowers. I go get that shit. Now it's time for me to go get dressed. Then, obviously my mom is gonna take me. So my mom picks me up to go take Shorty to the movies, takes us from the movies to like this little Benihana light place, but it's Cleveland, so it's called Wasabi. So we went there. I not only paid for my food, her food, but I said, "Yo, is your pops hungry? You know what I mean? He wants to eat tonight too, right?" I bought her pop a meal and brought it home for her. So obviously, with my mother taking me everywhere, I did not get any of that. So that's the furthest I've gone and still failed for the pussy. So
we talking about failure stories. Okay. All right. Let me.
You talking about dummy missions?
But the Kamal Silverson situation, yeah, I think he's retarded, bro. You should never let nothing fuck up your bag, especially when you're in the position he's in and being undrafted rookie.
Right.
And you gotta think it's COVID too, so you talking about affecting people's money if everyone gets sick. So it has to be something severe in terms of consequences to getting kicked off. So I understand that men will go with great lengths for some pussy for sure. Me personally, I really never really gone that far for no pussy. Like I'm trying. Nah, I really haven't. Like if I'm being real, I really never gone crazy. Did something like outrageous, outlandish for some pussy. Jason talked about he drove 45 minutes. That's regular. That's not.
Well, yeah, you from Georgia, so like I wasn't used to doing that. I'm from up north, bro. We don't have to go that far.
I don't know. I'm trying to think.
That's like going to Columbus.
The furthest I've gone for some pussy, I mean, I don't know. I don't think I really went that far for some pussy like that. If I'm thinking now, buying gifts. Never really bought gifts like that.
What gifts have you bought, John?
Not a lot, man. You ain't getting no gift out of me. I don't even give myself gifts. You ain't getting no gift out of me.
Hey, John, was that painting behind you a gift, or was that just like a welcome home?
This guy here. Bro, I bought this.
I
bought this myself.
What you? The cap. It's a gift to yourself. I don't even buy gifts. Nah, I don't do that. Y'all niggas is weird. I don't buy gifts.
Bro, I mean, if we talking about the most we did for some pussy and felt, I guess like I told you how I spent like $300. That was fucking.
That's a lot of money, man.
Oh, that dinner.
Yeah, I spent $300 on a fucking dinner. Actually, I'm not gonna air that shit up, but I wouldn't say it was a complete failure, but I think I call it failure.
Yeah, have you gotten the cheeks or have you gotten her affection?
Neither, bro. But you know what, bro? We play the game and that's what happens. But nah, I wouldn't. But I would never let no woman fuck up my bag though. No pussy could ever fuck up my bag. That's for sure.
Yeah, that was irresponsible. Yeah.
If niggas was like, if they was like, you gotta go 3 months without pussy, and you gotta to get this contract to get this amount of money, bro, easy. I ain't gonna lie, it'd be easy for me. Be super easy. Shit. And you got
niggas ain't gone 3 months on accident. Shit.
Bro,
like,
exactly. Bro, and then I'm just like, man, I was like, watch some porn, bro. What the fuck is wrong with you?
You better pull old handy.
But now in my first school though, I'm not gonna say I didn't do that, but people definitely used to sneak. We had a co-ed dorm, and I used to stay in it, and so one side was boys and one side was girls, and but it was a middle person, Coach Pat. He was a creep too. He got fired for being creepy, but yeah, he was the middle guy, whatever. And so people would sneak girls over by dressing them in boy clothes. So or attempt to do it. I don't know how successful a lot of people were. I know a few people were definitely successful, some of my teammates, but yeah, I mean it's not uncommon. Like I've definitely seen it happen before. But
Yeah.
I don't know how he could have really snuck that past somebody in the Seahawks locker room or hotel or whatever the fuck that is at. But
see where he fucked up. He should have took some advice from some of these HBCU dorms. We all know the story of the girl getting snuck into the dorm in a suitcase. Why didn't he think of that? Yeah, you ever heard this story?
This happened at our school?
Yes. Multiple
I'm not
times.
putting me in no suitcase for nothing.
Leah, you heard of this story? Leah, you heard of this story?
It sounds about right. I probably have, but
yes.
See, we need to get whoever did that on the pod. That's the furthest some people.
we need to talk to them. Like,
yeah, I gotta find out who that was. But I want to say it was in Purdue. I think it was in Purdue's dorm. So that was my freshman dorm, my sophomore dorm. The girl was snuck in.
You could sneak girls in Purdue easy though. You could sneak them through the window.
That's easy.
It's that little window right there on the side. You could sneak a girl through.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's the same thing with Maze too. A lot of girls are getting snuck in through the window.
Most I've done is walk fast in front of the freaking RA.
That's the most you've done is the quick little walk.
Walk, yep, speed up. Sit down. Keep it going. That's it.
Let's hop on this next topic. Fucking this girl sucking 7 dicks. This girl sucked 7 dicks. All right, so for everyone who doesn't know, Adam 22 has Selena Powell on his podcast. And, you know, if you don't know who Selena, I didn't know who she was until I watched his podcast.
I didn't either.
But she's an industry thought, you know, just fucks anybody. But she was really listing, you know, kind of low tier celebrities anyway. But but she's like an industry thought and whatever. I don't know why people continue to fuck this lady, but they do. Teach his own, right? So she brought her friend on, and her friend started going off on a story about how she sucked 7 NBA players' dicks in one night, and at the same time, while she was getting fucked by one of the
staff. It was some staff,
right,
bro.
Which just
Can we talk about how nasty and grimy that shit is, bro? You're good. You with the girl. This is the staff.
Low key, man. You can be an equipment manager for an NBA team against some pussy. That might be a win, though. You get the leftover thoughts, man. That might be
that's what I'm saying.
I mean, you get to hang with NBA players and get the thoughts too. I mean, that's.
I'm saying like what's grimy is the NBA players.
NBA players.
Thoughts too.
Yeah,
okay.
But what I'm saying is okay. So, anyways,
nasty.
Right. So she told a story about how she was getting before she sucked the dicks. She said it was her birthday too, which is a wild birthday present you would want for yourself. But yeah, she was getting fucked by the team, someone who worked for the team, and then 7 players from the team came, and she sucked all of them up. And she said she's hooked up with a couple of them before already, so I guess they had some type of rapport with her.
History.
Rapport. So she sucked up all of them, and then that's it. So what are your thoughts on this? I'm gonna tell you my thoughts.
Yeah, go first, bro.
Okay, I'm all for women empowerment. I want women to be body positive, and you know, it's nothing wrong with having sex and whatever. I just think it's not cat. I think it's weird on both sides. I think the men is weird for you to see. Personally, I've never been in the trains. I always thought that shit was kind of weird, a little rapey to me. So I never did a train or never been involved in any type of train shit. But even then, I'm never going to want to be in a room with my mans and his dick is out. So for you to sit there with 7 of your teammates and then everyone's dick, like, was everyone's dick out and everybody's just looking at each other while this girl is sucking up everybody? That's weird to me.
What you doing? It's only one of them too. It's not like you got 6 other girls. It's just
exactly.
one.
That's my whole point.
She only got so many hands,
it's
bro.
It's weird. I mean, it's probably some young boy shit because she named who the team was, and they're all youngsters, you know, like our age or younger. But even just the way I was raised and just coming up, I never want to be in the same room with my man while he naked or fucking a chick. And so let alone 6 other of my friends in the same room, we all got our dicks out. That's all the way dead. Then she's just weird for wanting to suck 7 dicks, which is just some crazy shit. You know, and no, my thing with her is she sucked the dicks for free. She didn't get nothing out of it. She didn't get a bag. She didn't get no clout. She got fucking ridiculed on the internet. No,
well, she disowned
her.
That's first off, no one likes a person who kisses and tells. So now anytime we come up, well, I don't know. They still fuck Selena Powell and she kisses and tells all the time. But just off of the fact of you suck 7 dicks and then you get a meal out of it. Jesus Christ, you didn't get
she got a meal. No, she got filled.
She got a meal, yeah. She got about 10 million kids in one sitting. but I'm just saying, like, bro, that was just crazy to me. Hey, bro, but to each his own, man. You know, women empowerment. You know,
women empowerment.
Yeah,
what you got, Lee?
She wasn't empowering women at all. At first, when I first heard this, I was like, these men is back at it again, because I thought the guys were the one who told the story about this. But when I looked it up, it's her. And she's like, yep, I did it. It was my birthday. And she's just all proud of it. So I think this is definitely disgraceful. I'm not proud of this moment at all. And yeah, I'm just like, I don't think it was worth it. Like, why did she do that? You know, so I can't even defend her on behalf of women or anything. So that's where I'm at with it.
I'm surprised to hear that.
Well, yeah, I mean,
a lot of women on Twitter was really vouching for her though, saying, "Oh,
really?
men do it all the men do it." See, and this is why we're gonna get on this later about these Twitter narratives. But men do it all the time, and whoop-de-whoop. Now, how come men? You know, this the same age-old narrative of why can men do something and women can't? And I don't think it was cool.
I mean, if it's something I wouldn't do, I can't defend it. Like, I just wouldn't sit in a room with 7 dicks and
religion.
Yeah,
seems a little scary.
Woman or not, she's wild.
It's so scary.
I can't defend that. I'm sorry.
So
what you think, Jason?
I mean, I don't want to kink shame. You know what I mean? Like, you know, whatever gets your rocks off, you know, do your thing. I don't want to kink shame because, you know, everybody got their own preferences. So, you know, this is what she wanted to do and everything was consensual. Cool. Would I, you know, is that the vision that I would want for my daughter? No. Is that something that I would, you know, want for my son to even be involved in? No. I mean, because like, it's not even like a double standard at that point. All parties involved are just downright disgusting.
Exactly.
Just gross. Y'all niggas are nasty. Y'all are foul. I don't fault the coach, or not the coach, it wasn't the coach. It was whoever this guy on the staff. I don't fault him. I actually, you know, feel sorry for him because it sounds like he was having a good time with the young lady. And then out of nowhere, it's a knock on the door and it's 7 dicks out, right?
You know,
so it sounds like they kind of wrapped it out for her. That's kind of bad.
No, that's got to be the worst. If you're the equipment manager, man, and damn, these dudes just came in through salt on your game. Because she said they walked in mid-fuck. And just imagine, man, you've been waiting to fuck this girl. And in mid-fuck.
This is the highlight of his life, for sure. This is the highlight of his life.
Mid-fuck, 7, 6, 8 motherfuckers just walk in their fucking room. And you're just like, I lost.
They can shoot
the ball and I can't, man. I lost.
I would have left. Like,
you got to go home, Roger. Go home, Roger. Go home. Get out of here.
He probably stayed. She really technically sucked 8 dicks that night.
That's what I was going to ask. Is it 7 plus the 1?
I would assume that she sucked 7 dicks that night. I mean, if she fucked someone before,
she probably sucked up.
I'm going to assume that she sucked his dick, you know?
Yeah.
So really, I mean, 8 in one night is crazy.
See, but what's so crazy, bro, is that that's not even the wildest part of this whole, like, interview. They got to talking about, like, Trey Songz and how he be R. Kelly and chicks.
He peed on her.
Not the young girls.
He peed, after that, she proceeded to talk about how she hooked up with Trey Songz and how he peed on her chest and he took her bag and her phone and he wouldn't let her leave So pretty much held her hostage. And that's what I thought was the craziest part that no one really talked about until, I mean, people brought it up obviously now. But I thought that was the craziest part outside of 7 dicks. I was like, 7 dicks thing seemed consensual as opposed to the Trey Songz thing. You're holding someone hostage. That's super creepy, bro. That's super weird, bro. To hold a girl hostage, take her phone, take her purse. Now they're leaving. She was saying he'll fuck you like all day type shit.
All day.
You know, hyper sex and all this. And it sounded
Nobody's talking about that.
No, we canceling.
Well, I mean,
canceling Trey.
It's because it's Trey Songz, bro. Let's be real. A lot of reasons why a lot of people aren't really talking about that, because a lot of women that I've seen is like, oh, he going all day? Fuck it. Keep my phone. They don't give a fuck. A lot of women want that from a Trey Songz.
I'm not going for that. I'm not going for that either, because I think we gotta get it. I think women like the idea of probably being able to hook up with Trey Songz, but I think that's under everything being consensual and then it being safe, right? I think it doesn't matter who you are. If you feeling safe, you feeling safe. And for you, as someone of stature and as a celebrity or whatever, even if you weren't a celebrity, you taking a woman's phone and taking her purse and telling her she can't leave, bro, that is literally holding someone hostage. That is rape. That is really, that's rape. You know, like
coercion,
imagine,
for sure.
Exactly. You're telling somebody to come over. It's a mutual understanding that we're about to engage in a sexual act, but it's not a mutual understanding of me not being able to leave and we're gonna fuck 8 times. No one signed up for that, you know. And of course, people, and that's what they were saying about Keke Palmer, because she was saying things about Trey and how creepy he was, you know, years ago, and no one believed her. Yeah. And I guess, you know, more accounts have come out even before Keke or around the time of Keke. I know he had like a lawsuit for, you know, some rape allegations, or he had a $10 million settlement for some rape charges or whatever. So a lot of these celebs are creepy, man. A lot of these men
I think it's because of the
creepy.
power, bro. It's because of the power.
No, I think it's because these niggas have always been like this. I think money only heightens who you are. These niggas have been creepy. They've been predators. They've been like, they're not men. That's not what a man does, you know? Right. And we hold these celebrities to this pedestal and this standard, and I don't know why we do it in our society. It's really weird to me. They are not all who they cracked up to be. They're pedophiles. They're undercover. You know, these dudes are not men. I mean, it goes for women too. Women are just as creepy who we look up to as well. You know, they're not all who we say they are, you know. So all the women who are like, I let Trey pee on my chest, weirdos, you know, and all that shit. Yeah. If you're defending Trey, you're a weirdo, man or woman, bro. You're just weird as fuck. And once the truth comes to light, you know, it'll all clear itself out. But that shit is weird, man. These dudes are not men. These are not men, you know. And I wish we would stop holding them to these standards, you know.
Nah, you gotta get these niggas going, bro. You gotta get these niggas going.
Get rid of them. Get rid of them.
Yeah, put these niggas in jail. Honestly, I like, you know what? Like, I know people joke about it and everything, but women really got to start carrying some weapons, bro. Because, like, it's a crazy thing that this is the reality. Like, women are actually gonna have to start doing this because this is how many creepy niggas is out here. Because it's not just famous niggas. It's creepy niggas that go to school. It's creepy niggas that are just, you know, in your everyday life that you work with, shit like that. It's creeps out here, bro. And to protect yourself has to be the first priority. You know, like.
And
I'm gonna definitely have my daughter protecting herself.
And you know what's crazy, man? We gotta put this on our sons too. Like, we gotta protect our daughters.
Yeah.
We gotta teach our sons, you know, this shit is not cool, right? Even when I was going to Morehouse, I know of two people who caught rape allegations or whatever, and there's 2 separate people. I don't think they knew each other, but one of them I didn't like from the jump. You know how you just meet someone and don't like him, don't like his vibe, don't like his aura, whatever. And I just know from my interactions with him and the way he talked about women, it was like, bro, that the fuck. you know, and I can't run to nobody because I don't have proof that a person is doing this, right? Until that actual allegation comes out, and then to be like, bro, it's a little rapey, don't you think? That's a little, and it's you, nah, for real. And the crazy part is, men will really sit there and just laugh at it or listen to it and not have no type of action or remove yourself from the situation. Bro, if you're into that type of shit, that shit is weird. It was a dude at Morehouse who used to joke about rapey shit, and I thought that nigga was weird. And I thought everyone who hung out and laughed at that nigga's jokes was weird until some shit came out about that nigga. And I was like, man, that shit makes sense. These dudes are blatantly telling what they do behind closed doors. Like, you're not smooth enough to get pussy without doing that weird shit, then just admit it, bro. You're not smooth enough to get the pussy, bro, and leave it at that. I always thought that shit was weird. I always thought niggas who hung around them niggas was weird. I always thought niggas who laughed at these niggas' jokes was weird. Bro, you're not cool to me. You know, the whole school, you might have the whole school full, or you might have your little circle of friends, your little posse. They might think your shit is cool, but to me, how I grew up, how I was raised, how I think, that shit is not cool to me, bro. Even joking about that shit, it's not cool, bro. And then that's why I think women feel the way they feel, unprotected, feel like they can't go somewhere without something happening to them because it's niggas like this. And it's because really niggas like me too who allowing this shit to happen, right? It has to be more than me just removing myself from being cool with you, you know? It has to be me stepping in and be like, man, you know, I'm not going to rough a nigga up or something, right? I mean,
if I see some shit, you gonna get roughed up.
Yeah, if I see some shit, if I see you doing it,
you gonna get roughed up.
I'm saying if I see you doing it, if I see you in the action of doing it, I'm gonna rough you up. But if you're making, you know, rapey jokes and shit like that, I'm not about to beat you up over some shit like that. I'll probably just be like, bro, that shit ain't cool. You need to reevaluate yourself and just, you know, I'm not.
Y'all niggas is weird.
I'm not gonna fuck with you.
Niggas laughing,
You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, it's just a lot of us, we're enablers, bro. We're enablers without knowing we're enabling it.
A lot of it. And I noticed with these different hierarchies and be it the AUC, different campuses, if you're in a certain organization, if you're Greek, if you're this, if you're that, you now have your whole organization defending bad behavior. Like, we all just acknowledge, like, listen, men are creeps. Not all, but most. Many of you know, some of y'all.
Most? I'm not going to say most.
I don't know. It could be most, bro. I think,
honestly,
most. I could see most. Because it's like the volume of like altercations that have been happening and being called out.
Exactly. And it's many even talked about.
But like, see, I don't like to say most, because are we really looking at, do we have an actual factual number of the volume compared to how many men there are?
Not protecting Black women. It's not talked about the amount of cases.
So let's transition into that, Lee. Let's transition that. Okay. So even talking about this Trey Songz situation, you know, the Keke Palmer situation came up about how we didn't believe her at the time, or not that we didn't believe her, but maybe people laughed it off or whatever because it's Trey Songz, sex icon, whatever. And then so now so that's a part of not believing or not protecting Black women. And then we get into this Meg situation that just happened a couple of days ago. She comes out on live and confirms that Tory Lanez was the one who shot her, whoop-de-whoop. And so that's only because people were saying, you know, his publicist was coming out saying that she hit him and blah, 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 or that people on the media were coming out saying, oh, well, you didn't really get shot because you're out and about and whatever. And then for her to come out and say that, and then people calling her a snitch, which is crazy in itself, right? So now it's Black women don't feel protected. Now, Leah, I want you to tell us why and how you all don't feel protected. And, you know, just share your thoughts on this I guess this climate that we're in right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a new thing. This has been going on for years, you know, of us having different stories, be it the rape or anything where we're not protected, harassed, abused, or whatever. We come out, let people know. And it seems like the men are they're defended. Like, it's like their voice against ours. You have like Kavanaugh. You got people all over Supreme Court, all different levels that are doing these things. And when they're caught, or multiple, you have 50 to 60 women come out, and it's still not viable. You know, it's still not a case. So just you know, for our word to not even be believed is an issue. Like, for us to literally, you have to be very vulnerable to even talk about something like that. And for it to not be believed or trusted, or just to not have support all around is very difficult, and that leads to us feeling unprotected. Um, let's see, just all around, all around. Like, when we talk about these celebrities, Trey Songz, R. Kelly, all of these people, I mean, it takes a lot for our cases and for our voices to really be heard. And even when it is, it's still not being heard. So Megan came out way before she even had to make this video and let people know she was shot. We had memes, 50 Cent, all kinds of people joking about this lady being shot. Like, I don't understand that. Like, why is she not protected? Why aren't you guys sheltering her and giving her love in such a vulnerable time? Like, why is this funny that she just got shot by this black man? And I don't know, I'm not on Twitter, so I saw very few people condemning Tory for what he did. Mm-hmm. And you're saying his publicist said she hit him. Why does that mean you shoot her? Like, that makes no sense to me. So I just think it is the job of black men to protect black women. I just don't see it being done right now.
Right.
I mean, think about the last time we actually saw like a collective of black men protecting a black woman. So I'll say from a celebrity aspect, that last time I remember seeing like a collective of, yo, this woman needs to be protected was Lauren London, right? And the only reason she only needs to be protected is her relation to Nipsey Hussle being dead, right, and being shot and killed. The only time niggas really want to band together to protect a woman is her relationship to another man. If Lauren London was just a regular, was married to a regular guy that just died in the street, like many are, there's no collection of black men gathering around and protecting that woman. That's not what happens, right? I mean, it's a sad story. It's a sad reality. I have a lot of female friends, so I've been close to a lot of these situations of hearing how many I think we all know a woman in our life that has been, in a situation of violence, whether that's sexual violence or just violence in general. I think we probably all know one woman who has been through that, which is sad when you think about it, right? I mean, it goes back to like when I was a kid and they were like, yo, how many of y'all know someone who's been shot and killed, right? Depending on the school, depending on the environment you come from, there's a lot of hands or it's not. How many of y'all have a single parent household, things like that, right? It takes those type of exercises to really see how large and pervasive the problem is, right? When you think about it, it's a lot of women out here are suffering in silence and aren't being listened to. So, it's gonna take the men, like you just said, stop being enablers. And I don't understand how that's such a hard thing to wrap your head around. If you can wrap your head around saying, police officers are banding together to protect those bad apples, right? And if you see that from an organizational standpoint, and you're seeing how police officers literally band together, it's a brotherhood, it's a code of ethics, right? And we're saying that's wrong. If we can say that as black people can say, yo, that's a wrong exercise to do, why is it that in these organizations, you're doing the same thing? You're protecting the bad apples for the sake of the name of the organization. But you don't realize that in that act of protecting the organization, Greek, whatever it is, you're tarnishing the name again, right? It goes back to that topic of tarnishing the name because you're letting these other guys get away with this bullshit, which is absolutely just foul to me. It's foul.
Right. I don't care what group you're tied to or what organization you're in. You need to hold your mans accountable. Like, I don't care what you do or what title you have. You need to hold him accountable for what he did. And yes. I just think that 5 to 7, 10 to 15, 30 to 40 women would come out and just make up things. Because you have people saying, why they're trying to tear the black man down and all of this stuff. But, like, it's not about you right now. It's about the women. Let's listen. Just listen. Sometimes that's all it takes. And
so sometimes I feel, let me just play, JG, Devil's Advocate here.
Here we go.
No, nigga, you playing devil. That's what you playing. You playing devil, my brother.
Controversial take. Actually, I don't think that controversial. I agree with everything you guys said. But I think I try to be mindful of narratives that are created against especially people of color, especially within our community. And also, I think a lot of stuff that happens today is deep-rooted in trauma from slavery. I think that has a lot to do with why we act the way we act and why we do the things we do. And I think it goes back to my point about why we look to celebrities. Granted, the Meg and Tory situation is very unfortunate, and it shouldn't be that way. But because a few rappers or entertainers don't speak out on the situation, does that mean that black men don't care about black women? Why do we look at celebrities for these type of takes? Why do we look at celebrities to come out and say something, right? Just because if you go on Twitter, you'll see loads of men coming out, Tory's whack, Tory's lame. Even when it first started happening, Tory's whack. We would never do that. We got to protect them. And I know our black women definitely feel unprotected, but I don't want just because a celebrity, no one speaking out on some celebrity business means that the overall population of black women should feel unprotected, or black men should feel that they're under attack because, women feel this way about us, right? And I think that comes to my point about narratives, as if you read something so many times, you start to believe it. If you read every day that black women aren't protected, you're going to start to believe it. If you read every day that black men ain't shit, you're going to start to believe it, correct? So I just try to be mindful and cognizant of these type of things, just based off of my own experiences and seeing black love in my community and black love around my friends and my family, right? And it's no way for me to just sit here and believe that, man, I don't think all men are suckers. Now, do I think there's a bad few? Of course. I think there are a bad few of black women, bad few of black men, right? But I think you'd be hard-pressed to find, I think majority of black men will come out and protect their women, protect our sisters, our mothers, our queens, right? I mean, we get those viral videos every now and then of some guy, like I know that guy in Harlem fucking hit a girl with a skateboard, right? And people just stood around and didn't do nothing. That's fucked up. Right? Someone should step to that man and be like, bro, no, that's not, we're not accepting that. That shit is unacceptable. But I think those are I know it happens every day. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that it doesn't. But I just think it's just so far and few, I don't know if that makes sense, but I just think that our women, we need to do a better job of, I guess, relaying the message that you guys are protected. And just because you see a couple events that happen to, that blow up or go viral, I don't want it to come across as we don't care about you guys, Because I think the vast majority of us do. I really do. I really wholeheartedly believe the vast majority of black men care about black women. But because we have these narratives in the media, I think that has trickled into everyone's mind that, man, we don't care, or, we not shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Well, John, I feel like it's actually the opposite. If anything, what is far and in between, bro, is the protection of black women. Because there are stories, I'm not going to act like there aren't stories that are actually going viral of black men protecting black women. Because when you hear about the story of the black woman and she's a single mother who moved into this small white suburb, and she was getting KKK threats every day, right? And then for weeks, black men were outside her house protecting her home, right? And now we've just gotten to where those people who are doing the threats have finally been arrested, right? So that's a great, highlight in this, in this climate of black women not being protected. But ask yourself, how many times have you seen that type of narrative versus how many times you've seen women be harassed in groups of men, right? We all know that a woman is probably the most vulnerable when she goes to the goddamn gas station.
But
you know what I'm saying? She gets harassed. She gets the cat calling. No one ever calls that out. There's plenty of videos. I just saw a video of a girl getting her ass smacked, right? In a group of men. And nobody chased that guy. Everybody was laughing at the shorty.
But if we're talking about media, you would put out the negative before you put out the positive. Think of where we're seeing all the Shade Room. They're gonna put out a negative video, but that's where majority of people getting their news from now, right?
Yeah.
they're going to put out a negative video before they put out anything positive because, you know, negativity is going to get way more clicks. It's going to get way more reactions than something positive. Now, I know shit happens to our women. I'm not going to sit here and say it doesn't. But I just think I don't want that narrative to get into the head that, you know, that we won't protect them or we, you know, that we don't care about them. I just feel like I just seen too much black love to even let that sap into my psyche, you know? Like I try to separate. I have, yeah.
John. You have.
But my point is saying that it's out here though. It's real. It's really out here, and I think majority of our community has love for each other, and I just think now we got cameras and videos. Obviously, everything is being captured more, but I really do think that the love really outweighs the hate. If I'm being real, you know. Okay. So I like I said, I'm speaking on my own personal experiences. I just, you know, if you read something enough times, you're going to start to believe it, you know? So it's just, I don't want that narrative to just get spread that we don't care. Because then women walk around defensive. Men walk around kind of with your tails tucked between your legs, you know? It's a weird climate we live in now, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I think we just have mutual respect for each other. Like,
right.
It's like this thing with men and ladies have on a little less clothing than y'all seen. It's like, let's go get at that. Let's go try to touch and do all this. I understand it's beautiful, but why do you think you can touch me? Why do you think you can? Right. Yeah, yo, bling, blah, blah. Like, I hear all kinds of sounds, whistling. I'm not a dog. Like, come on, have some respect.
Like catcalling.
He's catcalling. Like, it's just not cute. Like,
just niggas don't know how to approach women no more.
Exactly. That's an issue.
Skills are gone.
And I do believe we have love in our community, but how we handle the situations of adversity isn't always the best at times.
Yeah. I think rejection.
Exactly. So if we can get on one accord and hold everyone accountable, then I think we will be great. But we can't dismiss these cases of assault, violence, and all of these things against Black women.
No, we can't dismiss it.
I feel like it's very dismissive sometimes. Just like the R. Kelly thing. It took how many years to get the little docuseries that came out? And these cases happened in the 90s and the 99s and 2000, whatever. And this series came out, which was pretty hard to watch, but look how long. That was 2018 when that came out, just so they could have a platform and a voice to tell their stories.
I don't even know where we left off at. I know something had to do with Black women and narratives.
Yeah.
Protect Black women and get rid of these narratives.
And women start shooting these niggas. That's really where it was at.
That's my 2020 camp. That's my 2024 campaign I'm running on. Ending Twitter and Instagram narratives. I'm putting into it.
The media is the joke at this point.
I'm putting into it, bro. And I had this deep dive, right? I went real deep into this. I went to divulge this stuff, right? Media. Because, you know, I feel that, you know, women think that, okay, so I had this debate, right? Lee, you correct me if I'm wrong. But Black women will marry white men for a different reason than Black women will I'm tripping. No, seriously.
Boy. I'm gonna let you down this hill too, bro.
I'm not even dying. No, I'm not even dying. I had like some real scientific, logical explanation for this. I had a real debate about this. But Black men will marry white women for a different reason than Black women will marry white men. Do you believe that this is true?
What are the reasons?
Okay, so a friend of mine said that Black women will marry white men for security and stability, and because that, I said that I had the same face, and because that white men will treat a Black woman better, as opposed to a Black man will marry a white woman because, quote unquote, she's easier. They'll put up with more. They'll put up with more of that stuff that we do, right? And so I had the same reaction as Leah. Like, I don't think that's necessarily true, but I'm not saying it doesn't happen though.
I mean, I feel like that can happen cross-culturally. Like, you can marry anybody for security. Black.
Yeah.
Right.
Look at all the people who marry basketball players divorced in 2 weeks. The Kardashians running through black men like it's nothing.
Right.
You know, I don't think it's a black or white thing. And to say that black women do that for security is...
But see, I chalk that up to it's why my campaign. I have something to run on in my 2024 campaign, because this is another one of those media narratives that, you know, black men love white women or whatever, you know, will marry them, and I think they just get that from a few athletes, right? You know, you see those select few of athletes that go and grab somebody outside their race. And, you know, I mean, I get it. You know, there's nothing wrong with it to me. You know, love is love, whatever, right? Love is love, kind of. But, you know, I love black women, so I'm going to stick with my black queens, you feel me? But,
yeah, for sure.
You know, but I think you see that, or you see these entertainers get it, and you think that's the whole narrative. Like, it goes back to what I was saying previously. I think you think that's everything. You think, oh, man, black men would rather have white women, or vice versa. And so then I did some deep dive. Remember when we took Dr. White's class, Jason, about the ranking of, you know, hierarchy in terms of race and gender in the United States? So when she was telling me about the reason for stability for black women, it kind of made a little bit of sense to me. Because, all right, I'm about to go into this real rabbit hole, right? Just stay with me.
I'm here.
So, because I had a comment about this one too. Because you seen that 21 Savage? I'm going everywhere, but it's all going to connect. You seen that 21 Savage tweet where it's all connects to? He said a woman. He said a man can be rich and boss a woman up. You know, like she has less than him, or whatever, boss a woman up. But a woman can be rich and she won't even look at a broke dude. Right? That's his look. This whole That's his tweet. That's his tweet. And so, you know, people repost it or whatever. And I got into it with my friend about it. I was like, okay, if we think about the beginning of time, if we think about primitive times and just take race out of it, just primitive times, just across all cultures and also across all tribes. Naturally, when you're mating, you know, a woman is looking for a man who's the strongest, you know, so who you're breeding with, who can give me the best chance of offspring that can survive, correct? Right? Yeah. So how back in those times did you prove your manhood? It'd be different type of tribal events, like who's the best hunter, you know, you fight, whatever, right? Because that enables you to get the best mate, correct? So then we bring that forward to today. It still is prevalent in our society, because now instead of fighting, or instead of these certain type of competitions, statuses of wealth and statuses of symbol are money, clothes, cars, houses, whatever. And that's why, you know, men will get Lambos and whatever to flex and to stunt, because it gives us a better chance of picking up women, correct? And women look to that because that's a sign of stability, like, you know, having money in our society, right? So then you get to thinking about, in terms of the you're gonna stick with someone who's like you. Birds of a feather flock together, correct? You're gonna hang out, if you have a degree or if you're educated, you're most likely gonna marry or date somebody who has the same type of, you know, accolades as you. Most likely, majority of the time, right? So then I get to thinking about, you know, in terms of black women or marrying outside their race or whatever, you know, when I was talking to my friend about it, and I said, who's the most educated group of people in America? Black women.
White men? No, it's black women.
Black women.
Oh, that's right. It's black women. Yeah, that's right.
Who's the most? They're the most, right? And who's the least educated?
Black men.
There you go. So if we're talking about birds of a feather flock together, and if you can't find a direct equal, you know, if a black man doesn't have the same educational standards as you, or he's not making as much money as you, then it's not far-fetched for me to think that happens, you know, just based off of, you know, what's in our DNA and just societal standards and just what has been happening from the beginning of time. So if birds of a feather flock together, you know, this dude, he don't have shit that this guy has, you know?
Right.
So I don't know. That was just my way of thinking. That was a deep dive, but you know, I don't think I'm far-fetched. I don't think it's far-fetched to see that happens more often than not. Right?
It does happen. And I think it goes both ways too. Like, men sometimes maybe trying to get the one up on the woman and see she got herself together. And I've dealt with a few on the bummer side of things, with
Right.
leaning on me. Can I borrow? Can I do this? Can I do that? So I think it goes both ways.
But I feel like we got to make a distinction on being bummy though, because are you really a bum if you're 20 years old and you just need some help getting by at this moment, as opposed to being 40 years old and you're depending solely on your wife or on your husband, like can we make the distinction? Because I know we're at an age where not everybody is on the same level as us, but everyone has a plan, right? And sometimes it's going to take a few. So I feel like are you really building someone up, or are you just helping somebody get to where they need to be? You see what I'm saying? Like, isn't that what a good significant other, right? I'm not your mother and I'm not your father, but isn't that what a good significant other does? If I come to my girl, or if you come to your man about, hey, I need a quick $300 for studio time or whatever, some bullshit, like, is he a bum, or is he just trying to chase a dream, or is she a bum, or is she just trying to chase a dream? Now, if you continue to do that and that dream doesn't manifest itself, you have to have a serious talk with yourself, and it's a serious talk with your significant other about, man, I don't think this is working. We need to try a different route, right? And then, if they continue to be on that type of time, then it's like, okay, you're a bum. But I think we should make that real distinction. Are you really a bum, or are you just supporting the person that you care about?
Man, the bum is in the mentality, man. The bum is in the mentality. Right. So if you are somebody there's a lot of people that, I'm going to get my own business. I'm going to be a rapper, all this shit, right? But if in your free time, if you're not studying, if you're not really writing rhymes all day, or trying to find a way that bridges your passion with ways of making money, so that you don't have to depend on people while you're trying to chase your dream. If that's not what's happening, then you are a bum. I don't care who you are. I mean, yeah, everybody can have a dollar in a dream and try to put your shit on SoundCloud and be bumming off your chick trying to get studio time. Everybody can do that, but it's the difference maker is, are you in the studio and then also saying, you know what, to sustain my dream, I'm gonna work at, no matter what the job is, I'm gonna work on the side. I'm gonna work at McDonald's or whatever it is. You
can do that. I mean? You can do that, and people will still consider you a bum, though. That's what I'm saying. But that's my point about what is the definition of a bum? Because imagine, we go back to that tweet about, a woman would think you're a bum because you don't have any, monetary value, but you're doing everything you can to chase your dreams, right? I'm working at McDonald's. And when McDonald's, I'm saving up that check and I'm doing whatever to put into what I'm doing on the side. That's my actual dream, right? So some women would be like, oh, he's a bum. You wouldn't even look at him, right?
I wouldn't say that's a bum. A bum doesn't have a job. That's.
I'm just actively looking for one either.
I'm just trying to make the distinction.
Exactly.
I'm just trying to figure out what's a bum and what's not a bum, and what women will take on and what women will not take on, or men, even men too. Men. Yeah. Some of these men, we be taking care of bums too. Some of these women be some real life bums out here. Women are employees now. I'm not even gonna lie. If you acting like a shit, you want a Chanel bag, you work for me. I ain't gonna cap. If I'm have to pay you $20K for your time. If I have to give you 20 bands for your time, you're an employee.
You're honoring me for your time. It's honorable to have.
What am I doing? Paying tribute?
But that's my point. Like, why would I give you like 10 or 20 bands? What is the purpose of that?
That's extreme. Yeah,
Is it extreme? We see it all the time. Scammers do it all the time.
That's scammers though. That's
and rappers.
We already talked about that.
Okay, but that's my point. But women are holding a lot of us to that standard of being a scammer or a rapper or an entertainer.
Those are birds. Like, those aren't even women. Those are birds.
Those are absolutely birds. You want 10 bands over.
I don't know. I think,
and these birds can't even give themselves like, I'm gonna give you a $10,000 bag. What you got to put money in that bag? What are you gonna do to put money in that bag? Oh, you're an influencer now, right? Oh, okay, that's how you get your bag.
I just think this whole transaction culture is just weird to me. I just think if I'm giving you 10 bands, you work for me. That's a salary. What you doing? You feel what I'm saying?
Now, I don't want to discredit gifting to a significant other.
Right, exactly.
I'm okay with gifting.
You can give, but don't be asking me for 10 bands all the time. Like that doesn't, I don't get it. If I have to constantly if I give you 10, 20 bands a month, you work for me.
Yeah, no.
That's not a gift.
You're a trick.
That's not a gift. A gift is me giving you 10 bands once a year or twice a year.
Yeah, I think it depends on the status of the relationship. Like, if we're married and you just want to gift your wife 10 bands.
Right, yeah. And it's no problem with that. It's no problem with that. But I feel this goes back to my narratives, man. I'm ending narratives 2024. I'm telling you, this campaign is going to happen. But it's one of those other narratives on social media that they're drilling inside of our kids' heads. I'm trying to tell you, they're drilling inside of our heads. I know this sounds very conspiracy-ish.
That's why the conspiracy.
They are drilling this in our heads. There are definitely narratives that are going on that are meant to divide us or make us think a certain way. I'm absolutely positively believe that. But one of those narratives is that you have to be able to provide some monetary substance constantly to your significant other, right? And I don't think that is realistic. You know, I mean, obviously, if I have it, I'm going to gift it to you. But I don't think I'd feel good, you know, constantly giving somebody a lot of money all the time. You know, does that make sense? Maybe I'm not explaining it well enough. But if you say somebody, oh, you're broke, that's just because you're broke. I'm not broke. I'm just smart. The fuck? I'm not stupid.
Yeah. It depends on the person. Like, I don't seek bands. I seek patience, kindness, love, and affection. Like, I don't know. I mean, everyone's different. I
also feel if you build your relationship on the foundation of money, it'll never last. It'll crumble. Because if only reason you was hanging out with me is because what I could provide you or what I could give you in terms of money, then when that money runs out or when I just decide to like, okay, I'm tired of giving you money, then what do we have to stand on? You feel what I'm saying? So I don't know. How we get onto this? I don't know, but
it's your conspiracy theory little segment of the show. I think we're gonna start having segments. Is conspiracy theory.
It's just Jonathan Garrett when he runs for president in 2024 or 2028. I'm getting rid of conspiracy.
You just better have Stacey Abrams on that ticket, man. Give her a chance, man. We got to get Stacey Abrams on that ticket.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever you do.
I'll look at my vice president options.
I mean, I'll quickly get on that and then get off because I think one, you have to be mindful of who's saying what, right? It's like the same thing with this whole Megan thing. Like, who's the ones that are actually saying she's a snitch? Are these people who are actually from the streets, or these 16-year-old kids who, you know, think they know about the streets because of, you know, they listen to rap all their life, right? No, it's about who's saying it, who's making those comments. One, or who's making the comments about, oh, these niggas is broke. Where do these women live? What do these women do for a living?
Bro, are these niggas broke? It's in the music.
Oh, I mean, music is supposed to be entertainment, man. Like,
no, it is.
And that's what people are forgetting.
But that's my point. People are not able to separate entertainment from real life. They're taking the entertainment and bringing it into the real life, expecting everybody to follow that same type of logic or to follow that same type of lifestyle. And that's my whole point about narratives when it's being ingrained into your head. I understand entertainment. I love entertainment. I love city girls. I love wet ass pussy. I love all that shit. I love when women talk their shit. You know what I'm saying? But I also think that we have to be mindful of separating, you know, fact from fiction. That makes sense. You know, real life from entertainment. And that's just my whole point about narratives. I just think a lot of people are not able to separate that. And then also, not even that you're not able to separate it, but if you see something constantly every single day, you're going to start to believe it. And that's going to start to be the standard. You feel what I'm saying?
So, yeah. I mean, that gets back to that thought of impressionable people versus people who can actually think with discernment. A lot of people are very impressionable, right? I mean, a lot of people look at these YouTube couples like, goals, that's what I need. Yeah. That's what I want. Whatever I'm seeing on the media, that's my goals of what I want. Like, oh, a nigga texting you good morning is your goals? I mean, goddamn.
Yeah, so, I mean,
watches, when you see a nigga really show you love, you're going to be in the goddamn grave.
If she watches relationship couple videos, she's easy.
Oh, we should have put that on the last goddamn episode. What is the sign that she's easy? Is the shorty that watches YouTube couples?
We could end the pod on this topic right now, on this one.
Look at her.
Let's see, Leah, what's okay? We're gonna do the man, and then all right? Let's hear Leah. Leah, what is the sign? What are the signs that you or your friends look for as like, oh yeah, he's easy? What happened? What do you see?
See, I don't know. Like, me and my friends are different. Like, easy to get into the bed and all that stuff. Like,
yeah. What are the signs you like? Oh, he's easy.
Let's hang out at your place. Let's hang out in the house. And we don't even go to an outdoor. The date is not even outside of one of our houses. You already know what time it is. Yeah, that's really the biggest factor.
Maybe this is why men are fucked up. I would.
Let's eat. We going to your place or mine after? Like, what do you mean?
Hey, I cook at my place. That's my go-to move.
See,
you want to eat? I cook well, baby. We gonna eat at the house.
I swear, and I swear, this is why men and women are so different, because look at what they deem is easy. You know, someone asking you, "Are you coming over my place?" and not like we're over here. I'm over here analyzing like, "Oh, she watches those relationship couples. Easy. Live, laugh, love on the wall.
Oh wow.
Easy.
Wow.
Easy.
Boy.
Forex / investor in the bio. Easy.
No, she's not easy, because guess what? That's not easy, bro.
No, that's easy, bro.
I promise you it's not easy, because you got to sit through her talk first.
Okay.
Before you even can get the real.
I gotta listen to any girl talk. So,
yeah, but her talk is she's gonna be trying to sign you up.
It's gonna motivate you.
She got ulterior motives when she's talking to you.
She gonna
it ain't just that she wants. She want that $600.
Easy. That in the bio. Easy. I'm trying to think what else I deem is easy.
Now, I mean, I'll talk about like just the dating sites and shit, like how I know, like from the bio alone, if you're gonna be easy. You know, the easy one is not looking for a long time, looking for a good time, not a long time. You know what I mean? Shit like that. You already let me know what you're looking for, which is
that
fine.
Might be too
no
easy,
shame
though.
on my side. That's too easy, but it's
sites are easy. Like the apps, come on.
That might be too easy, especially if I don't know you. We got no mutuals or nothing. That may be hard for me to get on that page. I'm talking about you get on Instagram and you're just like, okay, I could tell I got a shot at this. I think those are my telltale signs, especially relationship couples. Oh, she don't know what love is. Easy.
She don't know what love is.
That should be stupid though, man. But to each his own, bro. You know, you like it, I love it.
Each his own. Yeah, man. I mean, hey, everybody looking for love, let them find it in whatever way they deem fit.
Well,
let them find it.
I think this is what we draw to the conclusion.
Wait, no. We gotta wrap up with advice. Relationship advice coming from a man perspective.
Okay. Oh yeah.
We always gotta. As we have our first guest, we should give her the platform to give some advice.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So who wants to give relationship advice to the other gender first?
Who wants to go first?
Okay, she's asking, so I won't go first. So I will go first.
I can go first if y'all want me to.
Go ahead, John. Go ahead.
You go first, yeah.
Oh, man. I think my relationship advice for women would be, to love yourself. And this goes for men too, but just to love yourself before you jump. Nah, for real. Like, love yourself before you jump into a relationship, or figure out who you are, what you like, figure out who you are as a person before you jump into any type of relationship. Whether it be man or woman, right? Don't bring the baggage of your last relationship into your current one. I think that's a problem that a lot of us have. And just, take that time off. If you in a breakup, take that time off where you want to date someone else. Get to know yourself. Get to love yourself. Definitely, I think loving yourself is the biggest key for me. Like, you can just tell when someone loves themselves and when someone doesn't love themselves or doesn't have confidence in themselves, right? So I think that's my biggest relationship advice to, you know, women or men too. I mean, it's not gender specific, but definitely loving yourself and knowing who you are as a person. Because I think it just makes the relationship that much more easier.
I like that.
That was poignant, man.
That was good stuff. Yeah. I would agree. Definitely love yourself first. And for me, I try to have like minimal expectations from people. Like, don't go in expecting all of this, like the 10 bands, or expecting it to be a relationship tomorrow. Just be careful and be intentional as well with everything you do. Definitely just take it easy. Don't think you're getting married tomorrow. Definitely go in and do everything with love and kindness, and I think everything will be okay. And definitely know what you want from a person. If you know this is a smash and that's your lifestyle and that's what you're doing, don't get feelings involved or lead someone on to think it's something else. Be straightforward, be honest, and have very little expectations.
I like that one.
Thanks.
Okay. All right, let me see. Last but not least. Okay, let's see what I got. One, I'll give one for the ladies. I'll give some for the men. The first one for the men is, bro, go get some therapy, bro. Go get some therapy, man. That's advice to me, to, you know, just like, that's me seeing myself, and then just seeing a lot of brothers out here who are hurting, and they looking for that guidance from the women that they talk to, and they just kind of dumping all their problems on the women that they go through. And that's not healthy for either. Because especially if that's not a lady you're going to try to invest in really for real. So get some therapy, bro. Go get some therapy. Go get yourself some help. For women, this is something that came from a brother of mine. Shout out to you for giving me this advice, because you have to see pattern over potential. That's a real thing. Whatever patterns you see, take that. Don't listen to, you know, the potential you saw in a person and what you're expecting them to be. And it kind of gets to your point. See what they're putting in front of you and believe it, right? And value that over the potential you're thinking you see for somebody else, because you can see something for someone, and if they're not ready to really go out there and take that charge and go after it, you have to take what you're given. That's one. And give guys the room to show you what you want, or show you what they can give. If you're telling a dude what you want and what you're expecting of him off rip, and without giving him the chance to see it, you never really get to see what is he really doing out of the kindness of his heart. So give niggas the room to prove themselves, one, without you intervening. And, you know, when they show you what they're really about, believe them. And then, hey, at that point, if you want to say, hey, I don't like what you're doing, and I wanted you really to, this is my love language, this is how I expect to see things coming from you, and they still don't, that's your chance to, hey, get on out of there. Because the nigga's already showing you what he want to do.
Fucking bars, bro.
That's it. Podfathers, man.
Podfathers. Leah, you want to end the podcast with some advice? Shout out your socials, where people follow you.
Oh, yeah. I'm real distant from the social media, but y'all can follow me on Instagram. Leah, LIAEBONY, Leah Ebony. And I just want to say I love everyone. Shout out to the Podfathers. I'm happy I could be the first guest. And I see this getting bigger and better. And everyone, just do everything with love, please. Don't be mean to each other. Just be kind. And we will be great. We will be great. Let's end the year strong.
Yeah, thank you for that. You out here shouting this out. I appreciate that. Appreciate the love.
Of course. Yes.
All right, I think that's a wrap.
Or y'all just wrap it? Okay.
We just wrap it. I mean, we be like, that's episode 2 in the bag. That's it.
It's episode 3, though.
I mean, it's episode 3. I don't know. Whatever.
Well, really 2.5 hours.
That's what I'm saying. The last one was 1.5, so I guess it's the full second episode. We'll see. All right, y'all.
All right.
See you.
All right, guys.
It's Corona, though.